Peace and love, everyone, and I truly mean that. As you know, my way doesn't have to be your way. I'm just another window to see through. I'm proposing a 7-day poetry challenge, and I know it's going to be groovy for some of the people who take on the challenge, and there's going to be some people who find themselves very surprised at what they come up with. Why the 7-day poetry challenge? All this year, it's been heavy on my spirit. Wherever I'm surrounded by a lot of people, I'm sensing a lot of heavy hearts scattered throughout, a lot of overwhelmed minds scattered throughout. And so a lot of my videos lately, in any way, shape, or form, putting things out that can help reduce stress, avoid stress, help with the peace of mind, and pretty much just be stress-free. Now, if I could take it from my people, I would, but that's not possible. So what I can do is just share what helped me along my journey. And something that helped me is when I began to paint my mind in the form of writing and poetry. I learned that a lot of us have a lot of thoughts, a lot of things that we reside and keep festered in. And that can be like a form of energy, of friction that just resides in our heart day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. It just festers inside our heart, which is like the battery, and our body is the car. And over time, all those thoughts that fester in can drain our light. And what I find is that when we release it and let it out, it could be like a form of therapy. And in this challenge, for some, that can be a benefit, because you're going to see that within these 7 days, there's going to be many benefits that come within the challenge and even after. I always felt like everybody we see, there's an artist in us and there's a writer in us. It's just either hasn't been activated or not exercised. And when it comes to writing, a lot of us don't write for many different reasons: a lack of confidence, or fear, or you don't utilize our imagination a lot. We feel like there's a right or wrong way, or it's not good enough. Certain sentence structure, punctuation. In this exercise, we're climbing out the boxes, knocking down the walls, having no limits, and there are no rules. You create the rules. It's your experience. There is no right or wrong. It's flowing from you, so it's a real thing. It's valid, and your truth. And so, and the artists and the writers go hand in hand. Family, there a lot of I feel like the reason why a lot of us don't touch up on what lies in us is, in this exercise, we're pretty much going to be tapping in to you, that man and woman you see in the mirror. It's going to be some you time. Get in touch with the depths of your soul. Family, there is from the time we're born, a beast, a system that is almost conditioning us to be what they need us to be. And over time, we are so busy, so ripping and running, so mentally distracted, that by the end of the day, we have shower, eat, tend to the family, and it's time to run the whole thing back again year after year. And what happens is, the ones who run, or that spirit that runs that beast, that system, know that every single person that have a writer in them and an artist in them, everybody we see has powers in our mind, if activated, if tapped into. Now, what would happen if many of us who may be conditioned to the ways of the world begin to tap in to the powers that we have as a collective group? More of us are going to get in touch with our purpose, in touch with our gifts, and that's going to shift us to what our heart's desires and what the power, the God within us, create us to be, the higher power while we are here, versus what we are conditioned, what they need us to be. Somebody's plan is going to be messed up. Somebody's money is going to be messed up. A lot of this system is banking on us to become sick, which is related to stress, and become so occupied that we don't get really in tune with self. This exercise is going to help us get in tune with self. So if you find yourself overwhelmed, stress, anxiety, if you find yourself knowing that there is an artist and a writer in you, if you find yourself being just so in a routine, in a box, and never coloring outside the lines, or this challenge is for you. You might find yourself doing this challenge and at a coffee shop, you know, when we open our phones or turn the TV on, we are in somebody else's mind. We are reading somebody else's thoughts. In these 7 days, we can still do all that, but there's going to be time for you, getting in tune with you. And so, in the 7-day challenge, 7 days, that's a significant number of completion. Each day that goes by, you are going to at least write one sentence. It can be more, but at least a minimum of one. And in 7 days, you're going to have at least 7 sentences. And after the 7th day, that's when you're going to season it up, fade it up, dress it up, however you like, and rearrange it. What you wrote on day 3 might be at the very last sentence on day 7 might go to number 1. But that's the challenge. That's what you're going to have. And read what you come up with. And I challenge you, go a little deeper. And just being real simplistic, go a little deeper. What are the thoughts that you don't share with a lot of people? What are the thoughts that you think about when you're laying in bed and watching the ceiling fan? What are the thoughts when you're sitting in the car at lunchtime after you don't work 40, 50, 60 hours and don't have a lot to show for? What are your thoughts? What's going on in the world right now? We have the election. Am I just a pawn in their game, as Bob Dylan would say? Whatever this may be, for an example, if you don't know where to start, what I just said, I might come up with, what is this place? And that simple sentence can be for day 1. And so to help you with day 2, you can piggyback on what you just said of what is this place? All the thoughts you may have in day 2 may be, I don't know exactly why I'm here, but I know I'm here for a reason. And this is just an example, but just go a little deeper. Because when you go a little deeper, and after the 7th day you read what you have, this is when you start tapping into you. When you ask questions, what makes me write what I wrote? That's when that might spark a flashback that takes you back in the movie of you, the history of you, to give you understanding of the cause and effect that would help shape, mold you. And so, once that happens, you're just tapping into you. That can unlock things. And so, not only that, you can share it. You don't have to share it. This can just be for you. But if you do share it, don't worry about the criticism that comes with it, the judgment. Because there's a lot of people who don't do it because they don't want that action. They don't want to deal with the criticism that comes with it. Which helps me with the quote by Kid Cudi. He says, "It's easy to imagine, but it's easier to just do." You see, if you can't do what you imagine, then what is imagination to you? Just a waste of space in your brain to take the place of hate where things remain the same. Just get out there. What do we have to lose? See what you come up with. I like to create let's share this whole thing to where we can start a group think tank, where in the text thread, we have hundreds of people chiming in of their experience within the 7 days. And what happens is you have people just chiming in, and all we're doing is building and just putting our minds together collectively. If you want to share your work, you can. If not, you don't have to. It's okay to share your people's work if it's a positivity. You're not going to drop in the social media polls or lose credibility if you share people's work. We don't only have to share celebrities' ideas and how they go about life. You know what I'm saying? So let's start something. Let's start a thread, a text thread, and just build off each other, feed off each other. You know, let that stuff out. Let me know what you think. You can text me, inbox anytime you like to share your work. I love to read it. See what we got. Peace and love.